What up? It's Jacko. Thank you for joining me on the Eli frequency today. Could have been anywhere on earth, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that. So let's jump into it. So I'm trying to get this together. Like I told y'all, I will let you all know as I update. So I'm updating a couple of things, and next week I will be getting my camera. So I'll be doing a video on that thing of that. And so I started unboxing. I got my new microphone today, and I started unboxing, and I was like, "Oh, well, let me wait. Let me record this so anybody who's getting into it, they might be looking for the equipment that they need." And since I'm researching and looking up the best equipment and stuff like that, I might as well show y'all along the way. So even so I can have it in my archives. So today, that's what we're doing. We gonna halfway unbox the microphone I got, and from what I've researched, this is the top notch mic to get for podcasting. I'm putting money into this because this is something I believe in, and I already had my music equipment, and I've invested a lot of money into my music equipment and got the top notch stuff, and it's worked out really well for me. And I've had it for years. My interface is the Universal Audio Apollo Twin X. That's the if not the one of the best interfaces you can get. And I got that a couple of years ago, and I got the USB-C connected version because I was thinking forward, and it had just come out because it had the USB 3 version. So I said, no, just give me the USB-C version since that's what's everything's moving towards. And I'm glad I did because now it plugs right into I'm using a Mac Mini that I got updated and stuffed with a lot of good stuff, memory and things like that. I mean, it also has a couple of USB 3 ports on the back, but it has 4 USB-C inputs on the back and 2 in the front. And it's about that big. And yeah, just checking my camera. And so I got the Mac Mini, I got the Universal Audio Apollo Twin X. Those are pretty elite. And I already had the Mac, um, oh, I forgot what this is called, the desktop, not the desktop, the display version. And let me see if I can zoom you over there, right there. So I got that version, and let me lift the camera up. Sorry, I don't mean to be all shaky about it, but there's my Apollo Twin Universal Audio and my Mac Mini. Sorry, I gotta get this camera back looking at me now. There we go. So, and right now, currently, I'm using the eMeet camera, and it follows me around, which is kind of cool, which is really cool actually. And if I hold my hand up like that for like 3 seconds, that's when it goes into the phase where it follows me around. Okay, see, so it's not following me around. There it is. And so if I do it again, it will cut that ability off. And so it would just be stationary. So I got that. And the microphone that I was using, sorry guys, but the microphone I was using is, it's called Fifine. Yeah. Fifine. And I mean, sorry about that. And it was like 50, $60 on Amazon. And I think I think it was working out really well for me. I really like how it works because you can just have a regular computer and you can get the eMeet, which is like $99, and the Fifine microphone. And both of them have USB-C connections, and you can hook those two things up to your computer. And this is the video. It's really, it's 4K, really good video footage. The microphone has a light on the back that you can change it to RGB colors, and it has a headphone volume jack on top of it because you can plug your headphones directly into it. And it has a mute, and it has the input gain for the microphone. So it's a good setup. It's the setup I'm using now. And I think you anybody starting out would be just fine. Look, I'm starting out, right? But I'm saying would be just fine with that for a couple of years until they can invest in other things, right? But I just like to use. I'm a technical person, so I'm into the technical stuff. So I just like to use really good equipment. If I'm doing something, I like to go in and make sure I'm doing it to the best quality that I can do it to. And that's what, that's just me and who I am. And yes, I pay for it. and but in the end, it works out. A quick story I'll tell you is so today or yesterday, I went to because I'm shooting on so like 7 years ago or more, I wanted to do podcasting, and I did, some stuff on one of my YouTube channels. And I was filming like I had a ZX14 film on my motorcycle, how I took it apart and added things to it, lights and everything. And I said, I'm a podcast and I had to get the best camera. So the best camera at that time was a Canon EOS M5. Yeah. And so, and then a 16 millimeter lens. So I said, okay, I'm gonna buy that camera. It was pretty spendy. Then the lens almost cost as much as the camera did because when you get into the higher end cameras, I mean, some of you know this, but for the ones who are very new in this space, I mean, as far as equipment, I'm new in this space ish, right? As far as like dedicating myself to it. Um, so I got that camera, and it was one of the first. It was the first Canon with mirror technology instead of DSLR. It was mirror technology, and that was what cameras were going to start to move into. And so the great thing is that I got it when it first started, and the bad thing is that it was the first one, so they've improved over time and they're really better now. and so I was just gonna set that camera aside, set it in my closet somewhere, and get an updated camera that I can use and that would give me better everything. So that's why I got the eMeet instead. So I was on Google, and it said, yeah, you can trade in your camera and use that money towards getting an updated camera. And I didn't even think about that. I was just gonna put it in the closet because it's 7 years old. And I said, oh, no, that don't sound. Let me try it. I'll just take it just in case. So I went to one of the camera shops, and they did their thing. They looked at it and everything, and they said for the lens and the camera they give me $400. Well, the first shop I went to, they said 245. And then I went in Google and AI Google, and I said, hey, they said this is what they'll give me. AI said, oh, walk away, turn that down because you should be able to get a minimum of 400 for the pair. I was skeptical. I'm like, man, they give me 245. I can use that. And they would have gave me the cash or the in-store credit. So I went to it told me a different camera. Google AI is my best friend right now. I'm telling you. And so I went to the next camera place, and they did everything, and they said they'll give me 400 for it. But they only do in-store credit. And well, 385 is what they said. So it was telling me that DPM or a place like that that's online, that they would probably definitely give me like 400 for it. But the thing about that is you have to send it to them, let them check it out, and then they'll call you and let you know if it's in tip-top condition. And if it's not, you have to pay for the return mail on it. And so I said, you know what, this 375, that'll do, because return mail on it is going to be another $25. So it's a wash. And so they told me that they usually sell them to DPM anyway, the ones that they have a hard time getting rid of. So I said, okay. And I'll tell y'all the camera I'm going to get. When I get it, I'll do the unboxing. But so I'm going to go back next week to set that up. So tomorrow. And so today I wanted the best mic that I can get to do this. And so I went and I got it today, and I'll unbox it right now with you. And that mic is okay, so it's flipped on the screen. So the mic is the SM7B, the Shure SM7B. I heard this is the best mic to get, right? And so let's do it. And I know unboxing can't, they set it down and do all this other stuff. But now that this camera is tracking my face, let me see if I can get it to stop tracking my face. There we go. There we go. Now the camera is stationary. I can better facilitate this. Okay, so I cut the seal right there. Camera go down a little bit. Yeah, stay right there. Cool. As the pop filter, it's a must to have the pop filter. That stops the spit and your P's when you're speaking. It's a little right there. I don't know what that's for yet. And the big boy. Yep, that's it. That's all that's in the box. It's the last thing right here. Ooh, there she is. There she is. Man. And see, so it has a pop filter on it. Oh, I don't think that one comes off. Look, I was trying to pull it off, trying to rip it up already. So I go on top of that. Hey, I'm new with this microphone right here, so don't be y'all that have it already. Don't be laughing at me, man. If this other one comes off, well, I'll figure out if this one comes off or not. I don't think it does, man, because I'm pulling at it pretty hard. Okay, so cool. But here we are, man. Let me see if I can turn that light on. Okay, so that yellow light ain't beautiful, is it? But anyway, the Shure. So on the back, I don't know what that is yet, but hmm. And I have a mic stand, but I also have this connected, so can actually use that and take that microphone off. Because this is a microphone I was using for my music when I was, doing my music. Because yeah, it's a hip hop microphone, the one that I was using. This one you can do it for vocals, but you can also is the best mic for podcasting. And I like that it has this wire right here so that you don't have to plug directly into the microphone itself, because a lot of times with this other microphone that I have, right, it plugs most of them plug directly into the microphone, and so when you grab this to move it, it you hear a lot of static and just feedback, and so this one shouldn't do that because, you know, it actually goes it actually goes into this piece right here. So, yeah, you should get less of that feedback. Yeah, I'm happy about this. So I can't wait to get this started. Next time y'all hear me, I will be using that microphone. And another thing about that microphone is that can cut that off. Another thing about that microphone that I just showed you. Hold on. There we go. See that? It's pretty cool, right? So another thing about that microphone is you have to have a very powerful interface. Interface is what you plug the microphone into, and then you plug the interface into the computer. And with those kind of microphones, you have to have phantom power, which means the interface gives the microphone power. And that's one of the most powerful microphones. It takes a lot of power to get it to work. And most interfaces can't handle it. But the Apollo, the Universal Audio, is top of the line. It can handle any microphone that they make. And but they also have that microphone for $100 more with a built-in amp. So you don't need to use an interface. You can probably use it directly to your computer or with the less powerful interface. But I didn't. I wanted to get that one because the Apollo, it's really top notch, and it has all kind of. It's called a DAW, but it has all kind of software. I have the software I use is called SSE or SSL. So it's it's imitating an SSL board, and the SSL board is $1 million mixing board. Like that's what Dr. Dre uses, and so it's $1 million mixing board. And so the SSL software that I use with my Apollo Universal Audio. So it goes when you talk, it goes through the microphone, it filters through the microphone into your voice goes into the microphone, feeds into your interface, then it goes through whatever software program you want to use with it. Like for instance, T-Pain uses Auto Tune. I can use Auto Tune. It's millions and millions of software that you can use, but the microphone is the start. So the better the microphone is, the less you really have to do with your interface. But also, the better your interface is with the software that you decide to use. It's called a plugin. So um, T-Pain's Auto Tune is called a plugin. So the SSL software or plugin is the one I use, and it costs. Like I said, when I was doing music primarily, I wanted the best, so I paid for that. I didn't pay $1 million, you know. I paid like $600 for that plugin, but you get all the. It gives you the sound of that SSL board. Why would anybody get the SSL board if you can pay 600 for that and not $1 million for that? Because they want to say, "Hey, I have the SSL board. See, look." um, and my mixer, my SSL board is a QCon, and that I had to move one of them out the way, but that I had that set up before I start setting this up for my podcast because yeah. So that's it. I wanted to make sure that I don't know, this is exciting for me. So I kind of want it for anybody that gives a damn about being on this journey, I just wanted to do this, Most people don't and won't, but it's cool. It's okay. So hopefully you enjoyed it, and thank you for just being here and going through this journey with me. And if I can describe it in a word or a sentence or a phrase, I would say, in a world that evolves in all ways, let your foundation be eternal love, always. Thank you for listening. I'll catch you on the next frequency. Until then, Eli, frequently, peacefully. You looking good, man. How you doing?
I'm fine.
That's good. My name's CDN. What's your name?
My name's Hadilla.
It's a beautiful name, but I just call you Hot.
I guess you can.
So what would it take for a man like me to get with a woman as fine as you?
You really want to know what it takes to get with a girl like me?
For sure. Your gravity, bringing them strings. Yeah, let's add some emotion to this scene.